Hello and welcome to Capping Corner. Today we are going to talk about the Whitney Stakes. It's for older horses and it's on Saturday at Saratoga. So let's start off with the favorite, Knicks Go. He's 6-5 on the morning line and he just won by 10 lengths in the Cornhusker handicap. He also won the Pegasus earlier in the year and he also won the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile last fall. But his races in the Saudi Cup and the Met Mile, they weren't that great. He faded to fourth in both races. So what do you think? Which version of Knicks Go do we get on Saturday?
Okay, I forgive his loss in the Saudi Cup because it's not easy to run in that surface, that track, and probably he felt the trip. So I don't take that race into account. He ran very bad in the Met Mile. He was fourth in that race, but he really improved in the Cornhusker Grade 3, improved his numbers. However, he faced a subpar company. This horse, when he's on his A game, is really tough to beat, and it looks like the pace. He's a long speed in theory. I think he's going to run well, but I'm trying to beat him because I don't trust his last number because the week was very weak. So if he duplicate that effort and demonstrate he's in really good shape, he can beat this group.
On TimeformUS, he earned a 137, and that's a pretty good figure even on TimeformUS. He could beat the lone horse up front. I don't know for sure if that will happen. It's possible another horse will try to duel with him, like maybe the three horse Swiss Skydiver. She's 6-1 on the morning line, and she actually does have some speed. Like we saw her speed in we just saw it in the Apple Blossom handicap. She was about to go to the lead, but she let Latruska have the lead instead. And what I think happened in the Apple Blossom with Swiss Skydiver, let's talk about her, is that Latruska played games with her on the far side. Like she opened up the rail a little bit and then she closed it when Swiss Skydiver tried to go through. Before that race, she won the Beholder Mile. Last year, she won the Preakness. Can Swiss Skydiver beat the boys in the Whitney Stakes?
Well, this filly has tactical speed. I think she's going to press the pace. He's going to sit in second behind his go. If Irat Ortiz want her on the lead, he will send her. He has the speed to try to get the lead. But I don't know. I think he's going to just press the pace. And his last ride, the Apple Blossom, oh, that was not the best ride I have ever seen. After the break, I thought he will try to take the lead, but I don't know what happened, and Alvarado just let Letruska go. So, and then she was on the inside, and that wasn't the best trip. Now I see her on second, and probably she will make a big move like she did in the Preakness, probably, and try to beat Nick's Go.
Right. And we should say that Alvarado is not on Swiss Skydiver this time. This time they put Irad Ortiz Jr., who was riding Latruska in that race. So we'll see what kind of plan Irad comes up with or what McPeak tells him to do. But I do think Swiss Skydiver could win if Nixgo doesn't fire his race, or I don't know, maybe if the pressure is too much, Nixgo could fold. She's my second choice. Let's talk about Maxfield, who's on the outside in post 5. And I don't think he's the fastest horse in the world, but he did win the Mine Shaft. He won the Alishiba. He just won the Stephen Foster, which used to be a grade 1, but now it's a grade 2. But he was only third in the Santa Anita handicap, which is kind of a concern, although maybe it was the distance. What do you think of Maxfield?
Maxfield is a really good horse, but against grade 3 or grade 2 horses. That's what I think. And when he lost in the Santa Anita handicap, but probably the excuse that that was his first race in California, and probably he didn't like the track. But again, I think he looks like a real standout against grade 3 horses. Let's see if he can beat these horses.
Yeah, I like him if there's a pace duel. If Nick Go and Swiss Skydiver really go at it and cancel each other out, then Maxfield maybe could win. I don't like his odds though. I think 8-5 is a bit low, but I don't know. Maybe that'll float up. What do you think of his odds? Is 8-5 too low?
Yes, it is too low, mainly because if you see the races in the mine shaft, he beat Sonneman.
Yeah.
Before he beat again Sonneman.
Yeah.
Then he lost in Santa Anita Handicap. Then he beat Visitant, Chef Chief. And in the last race, the Tyson Foster, he beat Sprawl, Warrior Charge, and those aren't great one horses.
Right. All right, let's move on to Silver State, who's in post 2. And he just keeps on winning. This is what he carries a 6-race winning streak into this race. He won the Met Mile. He won the Oaklawn Handicap. He won the SX at Oaklawn. He won the 5th season stakes. The Met Mile was really the only Grade 1 there on his winning streak. What do you think of Silver State?
Well, Silver State became in a win machine, but he's moving forward, and this is like his acid test for him.
I don't like his speed figures. I think they're kind of low on TimeformUS, and I don't know how they look on Fire or BRIS, but I just don't think he's fast enough.
Now, in her last 2 races, he produced triple digits, according to BRISnet. But yes, he needs to move forward a bit to be competitive in this spot. I think he's going to have a really good trip, especially because I think he's going to stop the pace and he will try to run late.
Speaking of running late, by my standards is a closer as well, and he was second in the Met Mile, 1 length behind Silver State. He also won the Oaklawn Mile, which was a 400K race, but it's not a graded stakes race yet. What do you think of by my standards? Is it too much for him as well?
Well, by my standards, he's a Grade 2 winner. Indeed, he was second in the Whitney last year in that race in probable wins. And I remember Tom's the Tat, he had some trouble at the start that day. And well, he finished second. And then he really didn't fire in the BC Classic. And this year, okay, he won the Oakland Mile. Then he was second in the Met Mile. But I think he faced in the past horses with a bit less quality than this field.
Right. He only beat Mischievous Alex by 3/4 of a length in the Met Mile, and he only beat Rushy by nose in the Oaklawn Mile, and Rushy has not been running well, so I kind of question by my standards whether or not he gets a pace setup. I don't think he's good enough.
Yes, well, the pace I think could benefit him to pick a piece.
Yeah, maybe for second or third.
Yes.
So let's go to our final selections. I don't know what I'm gonna bet yet, but if I had to rank them in order, Nick's Go is my first choice. He's a fast horse. He's going to go to the lead, and if they leave him alone, I think he wins. Swiss Skydiver is my second choice, and Maxfield, in case there's a pace battle up front, I think he could win too. He's my third choice, but I don't think Maxfield has as good of a chance as Nick's Go or Swiss Skydiver, but it's possible he could win too. What do you think? What are your top 3 or top 2 choices?
Well, my top pick is Swiss Skydiver, mainly because I'm trying to beat Nick's Go. I know Nick's Go is a tough horse, and if he takes the lead and show his A game, I think he will win this race. But if he didn't fire, Swiss Skydiver can win at good odds. And my third choice, I'm trying with by my standards, mainly because the pace would benefit him. I think probably or Swiss Skydiver or Knicks Go will fade. We don't know. But if one of those fade, I think by my standard can pick a piece or can not sure to win, but he can be second place. It's a good choice for an exacta.
Okay, fair enough. That's our episode of Capping Corner for this week. And we hope you hit all your best this weekend. And we'll talk about what race to cover next.
Okay, see you next week.
All right. See you next time.